Ma'am, that's what you should have been doing in the first place. Who told you to give it all out to random dudes? Who told you that's what you're supposed to be doing? And now you just realize, oh, you should have been keeping it to yourself. It should be reserved for your husband. You see, they don't think like that. They think, we should keep it to yourself. You shouldn't be out here giving it to random dudes in the first place. A lot of these women don't even establish a relationship with the man. I understand people are human beings. People, both women and men, like intimacy, right? So why you're giving it out to them too fast? So then what happens? And if you would pay attention to how men think and learn the nature of a man, you would understand why after they get the cooch from you that they're disgusted with you. There are people out here talking about it now, but you would understand that that's what happens because they realize, you're just recreational. You're not somebody that I'm looking at to be my wife or take you seriously. You wouldn't know that, but y'all running around here thinking that you just give your body to these men that they're gonna somehow miraculously want to take you seriously, and they don't. You don't prioritize a relationship before you jump into the sack with these dudes, and then you wonder why they ghost you and why you're only for when he wants that out of you. Like I said before, he don't want you, but he want that. And this is why I'm saying a lot of these women like to claim they're so educated and you so smart, and you don't know when it comes to men and relationships. You don't. You're lost in the sauce. And you get yourself in these situationships and these hookups thinking that you're doing the right thing, thinking that these men really want you and like you. And then when they ghost you and dump you to the curb, you're crying and confused. Somebody need to be tested. No, it don't. Y'all the only educated fools out here thinking that you know everything and you don't want to listen to anything. And then when you find yourselves in these situations, you're complaining on social media and crying about how you've been messed over and these men ain't no good. No, you play right into their hands, but claiming that you're so smart and you know it all instead of accepting the fact that you don't know nothing about men or relationships. You barely know anything about yourself. So yeah, if you knew a little bit about men, you would know these men aren't taking you seriously. And you wouldn't be giving yourself sexually to men so easily. Why not establish a relationship with a person who actually cares about you and want to be with you and want to commit to you before you jump into bed with them thinking that you're going to get something more out of that hookup? So yeah, of course, once he gets what he wanted, you're disgusting to him. That's how it go. Because he knows that if you gave it to him so easily, you'll give it to the next one just as easy. And so he don't want to be bothered with that. A lot of women, they have it all wrong and they refuse to accept and acknowledge what it actually is. And it's hurting them. You know, like I said before, it's all fun and games and all, but it's actually a real issue. And I think a lot of women are just looking for love in all the wrong places, and you're looking for it in a certain way or a certain type, your type. You're looking for a man that's your type to be responsible, committed. You know, you want him to be everything that you want, and he's just not that type. Your type is not the man that's going to give you the rest of the things that you want. They want the pookie look, but they want him in a package that is responsible, loving, loyal, committed. You know, they want him to marry them, be a family man and all these things. It's Tupac in a suit. And it's most of the time it's just not like it doesn't come in a package the way you want it to come. As opposed to preparing yourself for a good man, a man who's going to give you the things that are necessary and not the things that you just want physically, but a man who's going to show up in a way that is going to benefit the you and of him and a potential family for the long haul. You know, everybody wants something that's quick and fun and easy, but is it lasting? And anything that is worth having and is meant to last, it's going to take work to put into it on both sides. It's not, you don't just get that and not have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take you to have to do something, and you can't be superficial, and you can't think that you're going to go get a man who, you know, he got to have his beard and it has to connect, and he got to have 6 feet tall and 6 figures, and he got to look like you want him to look. He got to look like one of your exes or whatever. And he got to have all the money and got all that and want you. That's why they can't find it, baby. So it's just a backwards mentality, and it's one that's never going to really work, in my opinion. That's why I say women need a lot of work, you know, for the ones who still think this way. You know, you can't think independently and then that you don't need a man, but you want him, because you're coming into it superficial. You're coming into it real entitled. You're coming into it selfish. You know, you're only thinking about your needs and what you want. And that, once again, that is not conducive to a healthy, stable relationship. It takes 2 willing people who want to work with each other, and not you going and thinking that it's all about you, because that's gonna wear thin. And then you're going to get tired because you're going to walk away. Usually the women are the ones who walk away. You come into it with these unrealistic expectations and you leave it because you can't get those expectations fulfilled, and not realizing that that is not what a relationship is all about. So the women are the ones, in my opinion, are the ones that has to make the majority of the changes, because you're living in this la fantasy world that really doesn't exist, and you're trying to force it and make it exist. You're trying to do the things that you've seen in these movies and on social media and all this stuff, these fairy tales. It's this movie concept and it's not working, but you still trying to force it. You still trying to force it to work, and you're trying to shame men into making them think that they're supposed to be doing what you're saying, that they're supposed to bow down to you, that they're supposed to follow your lead and do the things that you want them to do. And because the men are not doing that, you're frustrated and you're pissed and want to call them sassy. You want to belittle them and all these things because, you know, you can't get them to do what you want them to do. So now, oh, these men aren't real men. They're not real men because they don't want to follow your lead and run up under you and just follow you like a lackey dog and do what you want them to do. No, they're real men. They realize you're full of that you're not what they want, and you can't force them to wanting you. So they are not settled. And so until, in my opinion, until these particular women get their minds right, they're going to have a hard time finding men who are going to deal with their BS.